Part 3. Okay, this is Cat with Scorpion Forge if you're just tuning in. Alright, this is after about 2 hours of hammering. I got the entire 3 feet of this, which is now about, 3.5, almost 4 feet. Hammered out flat because we want to have a pretty flat and relatively straight profile. I'm going to have to anneal it again because if you overwork your metal, then you get little boo-boos in it like that. I don't know if you can see. Let me see if I can get in the frame. Yeah, like that. But that's okay. We'll just cut that out later because we're going to cut this into lengths for rings in a little while. So I'll turn this over here so we can see the forge again. And so it's the same process of annealing as before. Yeah, you just want to heat it to orange, and because it's really long, we want to do it on one end and then the other end. So let me get my one glove. Where's that? That's not the one I want. I don't know. Dang it. Where's my left glove? What did I do with it? Okay, well, we'll just have to do this way for now because I can't do this left-handed because I'm a righty. But anyway, we'll figure it out. I'll just do it this way. Okay. Turn the gas on. Fire her up. This is the hard part because I have to use both hands and my gloves backwards. But that's okay. That's a safety violation. Don't real life. So what annealing does for us is it loosens up all the molecules in the crystalline structure of the metal, and then that makes it so that it's soft and workable and bendable again, because after you've worked on it, you've crammed all the molecules of the crystalline structure together, and it doesn't want to, it won't it won't work anymore. It'll start cracking on you like that little crack that I showed you a minute ago. So just making sure I got this all the way quenched as far as I can quench it on this end so that it's safe to handle. Because it's longer than the depth of my bucket. Wow, that's taking a lot of water to quench that. But I'm making sure not to touch it with my bare skin, because that would not be fun, because the bears wouldn't like it. But, yeah, I don't know if you can see what I'm doing, but I'm just have a rag that I'm soaking in the water here that I just making sure that it's all the way good and quenched. So now I just have to turn it around and anneal the opposite end of it, because I got that part done. And it makes it a lot easier to bend. Yeah, but that there, we don't want to dribble on there because that cast iron will... Wait a minute. I don't need to do that. That's the end I need to... I'm goofy. I don't need to quench that. But it's nice and wet. Good, but that's okay. It won't hurt anything. So stick this end in. So we'll start at the middle and work that way. Do the same thing to it. Where's the... Well, I'll just take this off because this is the tricky part, because I have to switch hands between on the trigger for the gas, and it has to be adjusted just right, because too much will blow it out. But it heats up really fast, as you saw. we go. And that's all it needs. And then just quench it again in the water. There, that June bug is dead, floating around. And this is my 5-gallon bucket. Is only so deep, and this thing's really long. So we want to make sure I get the water all up the length of it. Quench it. Make sure it's all the way quenched. Yeah, I can do this too. It requires a lot. Just dribble that on there. Straight on there. Okay. She's already pretty straight. I don't have to do much fine work to it, but I'll show you what I got to do here. And I don't want to do that. Let me get another rag to dry this off with. Sorry if I'm in the way. It's just that got to do the work first, and if the camera's in the way, then it will. 720, all right. Okay, there we go. Okay, so I'm going to clean this up a little bit with, just any touch-up spots that I need to touch up on it, and then I'm going to move in the shop, and we'll get to part 4. All right.